Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today is my last book haul for 2024. So, things have happened and I have bought many books lately. Way too many books. And I'd been filming book hauls, I've been filming other videos. I've just not been happy with anything that I've been making lately. And so I did take a bit of an extended break and I was just filming and editing things and then ending up tossing them because I didn't like how they turned out. So I did have two smaller hauls that I filmed, and then I decided that I didn't like either of them, so now I have a huge one here instead. We're going to break it down. So part one, which is this part, is all of the fiction that I have bought in the last month. And then part two, which I'm going to film on another day because this is a lot, that's going to be my non-fiction, most of which I actually purchased in September or October. I can't remember which one. But there's quite a bit to get through, so we're going to jump right in. The good thing about this haul is that apart from a couple that I'm going to show you here at the start, these were all secondhand. So they were either from op shops or from a charity book sale. I'm supporting the local community. I don't have a book buying problem. As I said, couple of full price ones here at the start. First one I have is Romancing Miss Stone by MC Vaughn. This is a sort of like, I would call this like an adventure romance. Kind of like, did anyone else see the movie The Lost City? I think it was either last year or the year before with like Sandra Bullock in. It's that kind of like adventure romance. I've already read this one. It was so much fun. I read it I think in a couple of hours, and it was just nice to read something that I could just disconnect and just enjoy the story. And I really did. So there's one. Then my partner and I went to a bookstore that we've been to I think once before, and last time we got like a really good selection of things that were on sale. So we decided we'd go back, and I found 3 books. 2 of them are fiction. Only one of them was on sale. But anyway, the one that was on sale was, what is this called? A Fatal Encounter in Tuscany by Vivian Conroy, which is part of the Miss Ashford Investigates series. So this is just like a historical cozy romance? No, a cozy mystery, and it's set in Tuscany. Helen, in her, I think it was in her junior Eurovisionathon TBR, was talking about a cozy mystery series which was set in a couple of different European countries. And so when I saw this one, I was like, oh my god, I could do the same. This one also has in this series one that's called Mystery in Provence and Last Seen in Santorini. So I could theoretically, if I find them, I could mark off France, Greece, and Italy. So I thought that could be a fun little thing to do. the other one I got, oh my god. I cannot describe to you how excited I was to see this book. I have never seen any of this author's books not secondhand, ever. And at least not in a physical store. And I almost lost it in the bookstore. I was so excited. And that one is Tied Up in Tinsel by Naya Marsh. I get so excited anytime I see a Naya Marsh book, and to find one that's actually new and like is actually like a relatively recent binding was just mind-blowing to me. This one is quite further along in the series than I'm at, but obviously I wasn't gonna like leave it because I may never see it again. So I grabbed this one. I'm so excited to get to this one day. I'm just excited because it means I have another Naya Marsh. And any Naya Marsh is good in my books. Okay. Let's do this one. I went out to see Wicked like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, with a friend of mine, and she needed to stop into Dimex to get something for her Secret Santa, and I walked out with a book. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, this is called Big Fan by Alexandra Romanov. This is, so she is a political strategist, and he is her former boy band crush. And it goes from there. It's nice and short, and I thought it would be a really fun read. I'd never seen this before. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be fun. Okay, and my last full price one, which kind of goes nicely into the next section of books I have, is Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. This is book one in the, I think it's called the Gold Rush Ranch. Yeah. I bought this because Elsie Silver was attending Babe, and a couple of days later she dropped out because of, you know, personal reasons, whatever. I'm kind of devastated that she dropped out, but I'm really excited to read this one. I'd read a little bit of it, of KU, and was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna end up buying all of her books. So I got this one to sort of start me off, and I guess kind of the positive about this is that now I can buy other books from other people and I can just slowly collect Elsie Silver instead. So we'll see how we go. But the way this kind of goes into the next one is that I bought this while my best friend Angel was visiting, and we went book shopping. We went book shopping. Here's the thing. Angel and I should never be allowed into a bookstore together unsupervised. Technically, we were briefly supervised by my boyfriend Alex. And then, you know, it's also like Alex and I also shouldn't be left unsupervised in a bookstore. So you can imagine how well that went. He went off to look at his books. We went off to look at ours, and all three of us walked out with a huge stack of books. So, here's my stack. Oh boy, there's so many of them. Okay, there was some romance. There was a good amount of romance in this store, even though technically there was like, their romance section was not romance. It was like, it was a very like narrow view of romance. It was just like some Mills and Boone and then like some like outback romance. But then they had like all of these things just like in a different section that was... Anyway, that's the whole thing. I got many, many, many contemporary romances. So let me check that I have... Yep, okay. I say many, many. I have 4, but I don't know, it felt like I had more. So I have The Pickup by Hannah Doyle. I'm going to be honest, I don't know anything about most of these, so we're going to go through them kind of quickly. That one. The Hardest Fall by Ella Mays. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this one before with the spine and I was like, a couple of dollars, why not? Never Gonna Happen by Heidi Stevens. Literally never heard of it. One that I did know was Thank You for Listening by Julia Whelan, which is about an audiobook narrator. But Julia Whelan is also an audiobook narrator. I've listened to a little bit of it and I really enjoyed it, and then I just completely forgot. So when I saw it there, I was like, hey, if I buy it, I'll remember to read it. Right? That's my TBR screaming. Thank you, neighbor, for providing the scream. So all of these are just kind of random ones now. I cannot believe I found this one, but Kit McBride Gets a Wife by Amy Barry. Barry? Oh my god. This is like historical, like Western? I don't know. A little bit different from my usual vibe. I've heard so many good things about this series. So I saw it and I was like, yes, that is mine. Absolutely, I have to. I can't leave this there. It's too good. Okay. Some fantasy romance, I think. I don't know. Tonight I Burn. Catherine J. Adams, sorry. Angel said that she had read this one or had it and thought I would enjoy it, and that's all it took. I don't think Angel has ever really steered me wrong in terms of a book before. Usually she's pretty good at telling me absolutely not, do not pick that up, you will be so traumatized, leave it. So the fact that she was like, you'll probably enjoy this one, that's all I need. Okay. I was going to say The Scarlet Ruin. Is that another book? But this is The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Muharan. I really liked Serpent and Dove. Never continued the series. But I saw this there and I was like, eh, why not? And now it's here. Okay. Another one that I was super excited to find was Guild by Raven Kennedy, because I have somewhere here, I don't know, somewhere in this disaster. Oh, it's right here. I have, is it Glint? Yes, I have Glint, which is book 2. I read this one, I really enjoyed it, and then I pretty much immediately bought this one, and then I have avoided it for 2 years, maybe even 2.5 years, maybe even 3, who knows? And I keep I didn't want to buy this full price because I'd already read it, and I couldn't find, none of the libraries I use had an ebook, a paperback, an audio, anything, and I'd never seen it anywhere, and then it was just in this one for a couple of dollars, and I was like, well, I'll reread this, then I can finally read this one, and then I can decide if I'm going to continue the series or not from there. Okay, how are we all feeling? We're like maybe halfway through the fiction. So with that note, I'm going to take a very quick tea break and we'll be back to finish up the last few books in this section. Alrighty, let's finish up the last couple from that bookshop trip. And then we have a few up shop picks to get to. So, this is The Beauties by Lauren Chater. This is about Anne Hyde, the Duchess of York. She commissions a series of 10 paintings of the most beautiful women in King Charles II's court. And then this other lady, Amelia Lennox, comes to court, and King Charles wants to make her his mistress. She has the condition that she must be added to that series of portraits, and it will go from there. I love a good book related to art history in any way. There's even like a slight smidge, I am there. So I am excited for this one. Next one, this is called The Good Liars by Anita Frank. This is a like post World War I mystery. There's some old secrets from 1914 when a boy vanishes and is never seen again. And it is now 1920, and some people who know things about that, I guess their lives are changed. Sounds really fun. Love a good historical mystery. This is The Girls Are Also Nice Here by Laurie Elizabeth Flynn. I'm going to be honest, I have some regrets about buying this one. I really liked Laurie Elizabeth Flynn's book First, which I read probably like 8 years ago now. And I saw this and I saw her name and I was like, oh my god, I should get that. And now I'm like, why did I get this book? Because this is like a teenage angsty, ooh, we're bad girls sort of like thriller-y thing, which is really not my vibe. I don't know. I'll give it a little bit of a try, but I should probably be honest with myself and go in with low expectations of enjoying it. It's just, I don't like thrillers. I don't know why I picked it up. And last one for this trip. This is The Sun Will Rise by Misha Zelinsky. You might be able to guess that this is a book about Ukraine. So this is based on true events. There is the local leader of the union, and she's, I don't know, doing something. And there is also the local nuclear power plant. So you've probably guessed as well, if you've been here before, that I am putting this in my Eurovision-a-thon stack for next year. Although I have like 4 different books I want to read for Ukraine. So I think this is the only one I own, so this might be the one for 2025. On to the op shop stack. Okay, let's see if we can get through these ones kind of quickly. I have My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brodie Ashton, Jodie Meadows. This is a like fun retelling of Jane Eyre. Started it, enjoying it so far. really don't have anything else to say about this yet. I have Thrust by Lydia Yuknovich. I bought this one by the same author in my last haul, and I saw this one and it has a review on the front from Rebecca Mackay. Still don't really know which one it is, who wrote The Great Believers, my favourite book. And so I was like, might as well give it a shot. Some more adventure romance. This is Raiders of the Lost Heart by Jo Suguera. This might end up being a genre that I really, really enjoy, which isn't really that surprising because one of my favorite movies of all time, in fact, probably my favorite movie of all time, is The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, because what a man, truly. And I'm liking these ones. I think it could be something I really get into. Okay, another contemporary romance. This is You Again by Kate Goldbeck. Seen this one around. Been in a contemporary romance mood, so okay. Was super excited to find this one. Circe by Madeline Miller. I read this one actually as an ARC whenever it came out, and I very much enjoyed it, and I haven't read it since. And so I got it and I thought that I would reread it at some point, because I don't, like, I remember the story, I don't remember how Madeline Miller actually tells it. So we'll give it a reread at some point. Okay. This one is Carpentaria by Alexis Wright. She is a pretty prolific Australian author, and she has won a couple awards. I know this one won the Miles Franklin, which is a pretty big award here, and I know that she recently won something else for one of her other books, but I can't remember the book or the prize. It was possibly the Miles Franklin again. I've never read anything from her, but I've wanted to. This is the first time that I've seen one in like good condition, secondhand. So picked it up. I don't really know what this one is about. Is an epic of the Gulf country of northwestern Queensland. Wright's storytelling is operatic and surreal, a blend of myth, scripture, politics, and farce. And this is also, so Alexis Wright is First Nations, and so this is also talking about First Nations people of Northern East Queensland. It's kind of a big one, but I want to see how I feel about Alexis Wright. I want to see why she's won all these awards. Okay. Next one. This is The Ghost of Goswater by Lucy Strange. This is like a middle grade creepy kind of one. It's from Chicken House Books. It's like a ghost. It was $3, and I think they were half price books, so it was $1.50. Okay, last two. Since I have a couple already in this haul, I also went and picked up another sort of cozy historical romance. Keep saying historical romance. Cozy mystery. This is The Death of Lucy Kite by Nicola Upson. This is best-selling crime author Josephine Tay. inherits a remote Suffolk cottage from her godmother. There was a murder committed a century before. Yeah, and Josephine Tey is an actual crime author. So that should be fun. Okay, last one is another one I'm going to slip onto my Eurovision-a-thon shelf. This is The Power by Naomi Alderman. I started reading this one this year for Moldova. I think Moldova. And I was really enjoying it, but then I ran out of time. I had to return it to the library. And I saw this one again. It's in like brand new condition. And I am excited to continue it because I was really enjoying it. I just didn't have the time. So that is the fiction section. I'm gonna go take a nap because that was kind of a lot. A tiring amount. And you will jump in and see part 2 of all of my non-fiction right now. Alrighty, part 2 non-fiction. I know that this is already a super long video, so I am gonna go through a couple of these quickly because there's a lot of them that I don't know a whole lot about or I don't really know how to explain. So this one will hopefully be kind of a quick fire round. We'll see how we go. First up, I have 4 that are new, and then the rest are secondhand. So let's jump in. Let's start with this one. This is Women in Intelligence by Helen Fry, The Hidden History of 2 World Wars. I got this because I have been writing a book for a really long time that is kind of has something to do with sort of the idea of women in intelligence in World War II. That is also just something that I have been interested in for as long as I can remember. And so I've never seen this book before. Grabbed it as soon as I saw it. I was like, that's perfect. And in my mind, I was like, it's research, so it doesn't count. But I'm very excited to read it. And then I have some gifts. So for my birthday, way back in October now, my friend Annie gave me this. This is Art Monsters by Lauren Elkin. This is about female artists and exploring bodies, so like queer bodies, disabled bodies, racialized bodies, just female and I'm assuming hopefully non-binary and trans bodies in general, but we'll see. I haven't read it yet, so we'll find out. And then these ones here, one of them was a gift and the other one I bought myself. While Angel was here, I had put a couple of books on hold and she ended up buying me one as part of my birthday present. So I got the Gilmore Girls official knitting book. It's so cute. So yeah, as you can imagine, it is patterns inspired by or what's the other word I'm looking for? There are a couple from the show, but lots of cute ones in here. The little dolls of Lorelai and Rory. I love Gilmore Girls. As soon as I saw this one online, I was like, well, I have to get that. So I did. This one is by Tanis Gray, and then I also got another one of her books, which is Knitting with Disney. Again, I couldn't turn this one down. So this one has like a bunch of different movies and, you know, Disney related things. So like we have here Sleeping Beauty. You can't really see that, but it is the Three Fairies. We have, this one is gorgeous, Beauty and the Beast. We have some Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, there's just like a whole bunch of things and a mix of all different types of items. So scarves, socks, clothing, sort of like cute little home things, and that kind of goes for both. And yeah, I'm so excited to make something out of these. I haven't really had the time to do that yet, but soon. I don't know where I'm going to put all these. Now we're going to jump into the secondhand ones. There's a lot of these, so prepare yourself. As I said, we're going to go through these somewhat quickly. We have Her Father's Daughter by Alice Pung, who is a Asian Australian author who I have enjoyed in the past. This is it Magritte? I'm not sure. Never heard anyone say it before. This is by Susie Gablick. I've had to censor the cover because it is not really appropriate for YouTube. This is just, yeah, talking about him, showing some of his art, etc. The Whitney Women by Flora Miller Biddle. The Whitney Women and the museum they made. Obviously this is about the Whitney Museum. The Golden Age of Brazil, 1695 to 1750 by C.R. Boxer. You can see that I have a lot of things around South America in this one. I'm doing some research around kind of a few of these areas, so I have quite a few of them here. I have these two little cute ones. This is Lystrata by Aristophanes and Orpheus in the Underworld by Ovid. I know that these are technically fiction, but I don't know. I kind of have been keeping all of my classics stuff together. So also they're super small and they'd get lost on my fiction shelf. So here they are instead. Goodbye to All That, Robert Graves. Been looking for this one for years. Finally found it and thought, well, I can't just let it slip by. The Art of Forgetting, Disgrace and Oblivion in Roman Political Culture by Harriet I. Flower. That's kind of a name. It's kind of a cool name, Harriet I. Flower. That kind of sounds like a line from poetry. Next one, this is South Yorkshire Folktales by Simon Hayward with Damien Barker. One side of my family is from like northwest Yorkshire, and so I thought that it would be interesting to read some of these and see if I kind of know any of them or something like that. Okay, this one, you can't see the title. It's very tiny up here. It says Art of Colonial Latin America by Gorvin Alexander Bailey. I don't know if that is 3 people or if that is that person's whole name. Yes, okay, it is that person's whole name. The Art Thief by Michael Finkel. Again, a lot of these are art history based. The Other Renaissance by Paul Strahan. This is kind of about the Renaissance in like England, the Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, France, things like that, as a sort of like, this is what was happening while the Italian Renaissance was happening. So, it should be really interesting. A Mighty Fortress, A New History of the German People by Stephen Osmond. This is, I guess, from mid-1st century BC, it says. Should be an interesting read. How the Classics Made Shakespeare by Jonathan Bate. This is probably one of the ones I'm most excited for. They all just fell over. Anyway, this is In Search for Nefertiti by Joanne Fletcher. Tutankhamun, The Life and Death of a Boy King by Christine L. Marty. Another one of these World of Art books. This is The Art of Mesoamerica, From Olmec to Aztec by Mary Ellen Miller. I showed this one in my December bookshelf crawl. So that one's actually going to go over here, so I remember to read it. Who's Who in Mythology by Alexander S. Murray. This is mostly about Greek and Roman, as is pretty standard, but it says it also covers Norse, German, Egyptian, and a few others. So that sounds interesting. God's Graves and Scholars, The Story of Archaeology by C.W. Serum. I thought this would be an interesting read. Mexicana, Vintage Mexican Graphics by Jim Heyman. This is just images. Again, I thought that this might be helpful for the project I am working on. Life with Picasso by Francois Gillot and Carlton Lake. This is about, I don't know if they were married. Anyway, one of Picasso's lovers, the mother of his children. I don't really like Picasso as a person, but I am interested in reading more about him. As you'll see, I also have Guernica, the biography of a 20th century icon by... Okay, I'm sorry if you're Dutch. I imagine this is a Dutch name. Dries van Hensbergen. This is about Guernica, Picasso's painting. Okay. Almost at the end. This one, Myths of the Greeks and Romans by Michael Grant. Again, kind of a mythology encyclopedia reference sort of thing. This one here. This is called How to Knit a Human by Anna Jacobson. This is a memoir. It looks super cute. But the reason I was most interested in it is because on the back it mentions Leonora Carrington, who is a artist and writer who I really, really enjoy and who is part of the project I'm working on. So as soon as I saw her name, I was like, give it to me. I don't care how it's not even related to her. I see her name and I'm in. Okay, and then last up, I have two big like coffee table books. So this one doesn't have its dust jacket anymore, but it is Love and Frida and Diego, Love and Revolution This was an exhibition in Adelaide, and I found this book secondhand, and it is just going through the different paintings and, you know, all that sort of stuff that you usually see in one of these kinds of books. And the last one is directly related to that one too. This is Frida Kahlo's garden. This one was an exhibition actually at the New York Botanical Gardens, and I thought it would be an interesting read. Something a little bit different, a kind of different view of Frida Kahlo. And yeah, again, usual sort of stuff in there. That is finally the end of this haul. We're done. Okay. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'd love to hear if you've read any of these from the fiction section or from this section, which ones you'd be interested in hearing me talk about. Oh, God. And I will see you all in a couple of days' time with my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.